And now, we continue our regular scheduled programming with The Fabricator, brought to you in part by the Auto Olfin. Now, as you can see, this is just sped up footage. I think this is 5 times speed of me assembling mostly the legs of the Imperial Knight. And again, it's filmed in vertical. I actually quite like this format. I was looking back at the Sorcerer videos, and I quite liked what I had done with like the video and like the reference images and some other bits. So I might stick with this for now. But as you can see, I've got the instruction booklet, but I'm following that, and also I'm following the instructions I was put in Warhammer TV's video presented by Duncan about the Imperial Knight. So you can probably see that I'm not putting the armour on, and I'm going to put the armour on later because I'm going to be painting the skeleton first. And if I put everything on and just, rushed it, I wouldn't be able to paint everything as well. So I'm sticking the legs. I'm lining the bits and the bobs with glue to stick them together, as you normally do. And it's really self-explanatory. It's just sped up footage of me putting the thing together. I don't really have to or feel like I need to go into much detail about it. So it's probably a good point to talk about the actual knight itself. Knight is going to be called the Vanguard of Zelia, and it is the knight belonging to the son of the High King of House Sabathiel, which resides on the planet Zelia, a desert agri-world, which, I haven't really thought much about the world, but that's what I'm going for. Desert, agri-world. I think I did one of those weird, create your night house by, you have a D10, a D100 and something. If I can find the link, I'll put it down in the description, because it basically says, roll a D10 and that's your world. Next one, roll a D10, that's, the function, the terrain, the this, that and the other. And I've gone with the Knight Paladin, as you can see on the image on the right. And that is mostly because I like the battle cannon. that just the rule of cool. People might think the thermal cannon looks better, and to be honest, it probably plays a lot better than the battle cannon. But I'm not one of those hyper competitive tournament level players where it's oh, I've got to have this, and this, and it's going to be super effective, and I'm going to completely smash the opposition because I have such an optimized list. And I don't think it would fit with how I play. Fuck off, Kant. I'm more of a narratively focused player, so this knight will have this loadout because the pilot is of this disposition, and this, it'll flow on from one to the next. And I'm assembling the pelvis here, just fiddling around with the pelvis, hey. And it's... I won't go play-by-play on the assembly, but I find by uploading... Because there's not really many videos of the actual assembly of a model, I find. It's normally just painting. So while the painting video will come later, I'm going to be doing the paint, the building of the actual knight itself, not only for my benefit, because I really like this sort of I just like this because I can talk about my process, I can talk so many different things, and also, even though it's at 5 times speed, you can see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And there are a lot of bits, because at time of recording, I've finished building the knight, and I've just primed it. There were several parts of the knight which I found an absolute nightmare to assemble. you'll see a bit here where there's two pistons that go from the pelvis to the legs, and there's a little divot in the legs, and there's a little sort of like rail bit on the leg connector on the fucking pelvis, and it took me a good while to figure out where that went. And I only found one video of the assembly that actually, it was a bloke also assembling it. It was, assembling the legs. If I can find the video, I'll link it in the description. But it was really annoying. It was quite fiddly as well. And in the end, I managed to figure it out. But it still caused a lot of grief. I think you can see me assembling the pistons I'm talking about in the video now, yeah. Gluing them together. And another thing is that the Knight has a lot of parts that you don't glue. For example, parts on the arms, on the weapons and the head, and like the shoulder-mounted shield and the stubber, which I haven't fucking I haven't glued because they're supposed to swivel and be able to turn. Even though on mine the heavy stubber pretty much goes up and down, and that's about it. And looking at it now, the cannon's slightly bent out of whack, but it's not noticeable. It's only if you look for it. As you can see here, I've figured out I've figured out where to stick the pistons. I think, yeah. And I'm just applying glue along the sides, hopefully to. Because the plastic glue, I'm pretty sure it melts the plastic to a degree that it sort of bonds them together. So I put it around the sides to bond the sides to each other. And now I have it put on I'm putting it on the base. And as you can see, I'm putting my finger on the center, the little circular bit in the center, and that's because on Duncan's video on Warhammer TV, he says you'll want to situate it as you want to put the pelvis as central as you can possibly get it for balance. And I thought, right, there are some models which are horribly balanced. For example, if you look at I haven't really showcased my my Nemesis Dread Knight. I think it's a Dread Knight. It's the Grey Knight's Imperial Knight type thing, It looks kind of weird, but that's slightly off balance because when I base, I like to have a little bit of space in front of them, which I can use for basing. And then there's my Storm Raven that that the way it's based, it's just it tips over. So I'll need to rebase it. I'll need to take the stem off and replace it, but that's for another video. And as you can see here, I'm applying little lines of glue onto the connecting parts of the feet, and now I'm always second guessing myself. It's one of my big character flaws, other than the crippling depression and the hatred of pretty much everything and everyone at sporadic times in my existence. But I'm always second guessing myself, so it took us a while to actually be happy with how I based it. As you can see, I'm just fucking sat there, and now I'm getting some basing materials, and these are the actual official basing materials. It comes with about £3 worth of rocks, and some specialist fucking resin pieces that you can glue on, and I've actually gone and taken off some of the resin bits that you will see me glue on, because I felt I went a bit overboard. As you can see, I've got 3 largish bits and 3 helmet-looking things. And I think I've taken the Eldar helmet piece, and I think it's a Skitarii Vanguard helmet. I've taken that off as well. And I felt it was a bit too much, and it was just 12 seconds with the clippers. I managed to pry them off the base without damaging anything. I can reuse them. It's no big deal. And I quite like that basing kit. I think I got it with a bundle from my local GW, and I think off camera I'm fucking around with the glue because because the new GW glue I find is a bit weird. It comes in little tubes, and then you screw the thing on, and then you go to. I preferred the little brush, the little brushy, because you can control how much glue you put on, and now it's just the same as the plastic glue. And now I'm sticking the basin bits on, and this brings us out to the end of this part of the video, where I think this is the last thing I show. And to be honest, it's a good stopping point because it's the legs and the base. And in Duncan's video, he does say when you glue the legs down, put your basing materials on as well. So as I've put those a bit too symmetrically, so I shake it around, spread the glue, and stick it a bit further on. That's the Eldar head that I stick on, and I put it next to one of the feet, and that's one of the ones I take off. And then it's the Space Marine head, which I put in the center, and then the Skitarii head that I put in front of the other leg. And it's a weird habit I have there. If you notice that, how I moved around the thing to spread the glue, I just find it helps stick it better, and there's, you know, not much that can be pulled off. That's it from me. I'll catch you later. My name is Ulfin.